Thank you. All right, boys and girls, go ahead and click add response on our math activity for today. Now, this first page you might have already done in class. So I know that the spiral review kind of got in a mixed up order for a couple of days. That's okay. So if you've already done it, then you already know the answers, and that's pretty cool too. So I'm going to read the questions to you, but this is an independent activity that your teachers do grade. Okay, so make sure that you are trying your very best. Number 1, Jenny counted her stuffed animals. She had 23 stuffed cats, 16 stuffed dogs, 20 stuffed bears. How many does she have in all? Remember those words in all? Tell me I'm adding 23, 16, and 20. How many in all? You're going to add those three numbers together. The next two boxes have you adding 4 add-ins together. So something I like to do is I add these two first, then these two, and then those sums I add together. And same thing here, add those two together first, those two together first, and then add those together. But please make sure that you show your work. I do not want these punched into a calculator. No work, no credit. Because even I can't do these 4 in my head. I would have to write something down. And with a master's degree, if I still have to write some of these down, you probably still have to write some of these down too. Who knows? Some of you guys might be able to do it in your head. That's incredible. But I still need you to show your steps. Show me how you got that answer, okay? That way I know you didn't just type it in your phone or in your calculator. And then the last, or these other ones, draw a pentagon. Pentagon means 5 sides. Draw a hexagon. A hexagon is 6 sides. And then there's some addition and subtraction, fast fact practice at the bottom. So I'm going to give you about 3 more minutes. If you don't finish this page in those next 3 minutes, because you've had like the first 12 right now, that's okay. We're only going to spend 15 minutes on this first page and then we're going to move on. But if you're not done with it, you'll just finish it up later. But I want you to do your best, spend the next 3 minutes trying to get this done. Hi, Betsy. I'm glad you're here. Let me get you written down for attendance, babe. Finish that page already. Perfect. If you've already finished that page, go ahead and just sit tight for 2 more minutes.
Miss Mannering, I did this one in person.
The first page or the whole activity?
The first page.
Okay, yeah. The first page, some of these spiral reviews got kind of mixed up. That's totally okay. You'll just do it again. That just means you know all the answers. Lucky you.
Okay.
You don't have a phone or a calculator, Devin. Perfect. But you're really good at math, so I know that you'll be really good at these addition ones. 1 more minute, y'all, and then we're going to move on to page 2. Remember, if you're not finished with page 1 yet, that is okay. We'll have time at the end where you'll be able to go back. David's teacher worksheet's not showing up on Seesaw. Oh, David, let me look. Are you in Miss Alvarez's class, David? Where is your picture? There you are. Miss Alvarez, right? Let me look.
Yeah.
I'll get that to you. Here we go. I think she just, some people may have not gotten clicked. Here we go. Is there anybody else in Miss Alvarez's class missing this activity? Oh, Sharon, you probably don't have it. I'm going to send it to you. Give me just a second, David. There we go, and save. All right, David.
I still don't have the activity.
Okay, David, click to your journal, then click back to your activity. Did you get it? Awesome. Yay. And Sharon, I sent it to you also. You're probably usually in person today, right? But I just sent it to you. So if you click to your journal, back to your activities, it'll be there as well. All right, boys and girls, let's click to page 2. If you haven't done page 1 yet, that's okay. It's an independent practice page. You can do that later today after our lesson. Let's move into, we're doing place value. So we're going to use place value to add and subtract today. So one of the ways we use place value to add and subtract is by using the expanded algorithm. Remember, the expanded algorithm is when you take a number and break it apart, and then you add by place value. You add your ones, you add your tens, you add your hundreds, and then you put them together. It's an easier way of adding to make sure that you're getting the correct answer if you're not really comfortable with borrowing and with carrying over. So that's what we're going to practice first today. We're going to break apart some numbers and then we're going to add them together. So let's look at our example. It says study the example showing 2 ways to break apart numbers to subtract them. And then we're going to solve the problem. Go ahead, Kari.
It says 6 tens, 5 tens, and 1 10.
Yes, we'll get there. All right, so they're trying to subtract 369 minus 154. Well, lucky us, in this problem, we do not have to, we don't have to borrow anything, right? So 369, they broke up to be 360 and 9. 154, they broke apart to be 150 and 4. And then they're going to subtract these. So they started with the ones. 9 ones minus those 4 ones is 5. 6 tens minus 5 tens is 1. 3 hundreds minus 100 is 2 hundreds. So they broke it apart and then they subtracted. They said 9 minus 4 is 5. 60 minus 50, that's 10. 300 minus 100, that's 200. And then they added them together to get 215. Now with problems like this, you probably wouldn't have to break apart because you don't have to borrow. You can just subtract straight down, right? But breaking apart sometimes can be really helpful to see why we get those answers. So let's look at these first 2. They want us to break apart the number and to show the hundreds, tens, and ones. They don't even want us subtracting or adding yet. They just want us to practice breaking apart numbers. Now remember, just like earlier this week, some of these are going to start out so easy and you're going to be like, Miss Mannering, why are we doing this again? We did this back in September. But it gets harder, and that's why we're practicing again, because there are some things that we just still don't quite understand, and that's okay. We want to make sure that we understand them all the way before the end of the school year. So all right, so 324. How would I break that up by place value? First, I'm going to start with my hundreds. How many hundreds are there? You can come off of mute and tell me, or tell me in the chat. How many hundreds are there?
3.
300s, very good. So 300. And I see it in the chat too, perfect. Plus, what are the tens worth?
20.
20, good job. And then the ones, what do I write here?
4.
4, very good. Nice job, you guys. Good participation. So I've got 320 and 4, right? What about 497? How do I break that up? What goes first?
400.
400. And then in the second box, what am I putting?
9.
Just the 9?
900.
Not 900. What is this 9 worth?
90.
90. There we go. And then what do I put in my last line? What are my ones worth?
7. 7.
7.
Good job, you guys. Awesome. Yay. Way to go. So 497. Now they want us to practice the opposite. They said, okay, you're pretty good at that. Now we broke these numbers apart. You put them together. I have 200s, 5 10s, and 6 1s. Type in the chat what number that ends up being. 200s, 5 10s, and 6 1s. Type in the chat. What number would it be? What number would it be? Type it in the chat for me, please. Got a couple answers. Good job. I need a couple more. We've got 20 of us on here, you guys. That means I should have 19 answers in the chat. Thank you, Jade and Evan, Daniel, Eli, Diego. Good job. Byron, Devin, way to go. Half my people, turn your cameras on. My last 2 rows are black squares. I don't want black squares. I want to see faces. You get to see my face every day. I want to see your faces too. There we go. Good job. 256. Absolutely. What about number 4? 800s, 0 10s, and 4 1s. What number is it? Type it in the chat. Nice job, you guys. Yes, 804. Very good. All right, look at us. You ready for the practice page? Here we go. Let's click to page 3. Page 3. So now you are solving these. So we practice together. Now it's your turn. Show me what you know. You are going to add the 1s and put the sum here. Add the 10s and put the sum here. Add the 100s, put the sum here. And then give me the total. Go ahead. For number 6, you are subtracting, same way, and then 7 and 8. This is your independent practice. Remember, I can see your screens on GoGuardian for most of you. Please, please, please do your very best work. Go ahead and begin. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes for this page. 5 minutes. Gotti, were you ever able to go into the school to get your Chromebook switched out?
No, not yet.
Okay. Whenever you guys get a chance, make sure that you bring it in, okay? Did you bring it on Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, I brought it.
And they, Mr. Montalongo didn't have you bring it down to switch it?
No, I forgot to do it on Monday, and every time I went to check on Tuesday, she wasn't there.
Oh, bummer. Is your mom home today or is she at work?
She's here.
Okay. Maybe sometime today, if you guys have a chance, you could pop down and should be able to switch it out for you.
Okay.
couple more minutes for this page. Will you do me a favor when you finish this page? Type done in the chat so I know when we're ready to move on. Eli, I need your camera on, please. I can see you started the second problem, but you haven't typed anything for a minute, so let's get going. You're on number 6, subtract the 100, 700 minus 500. How many are left? Lily, I don't see that you have this open at all. Are you typing it? I need your camera on, please. Lily, I need you to show me how you're doing your work because I don't see you typing it on your screen. So if you're writing in a notebook, that's fine, but I need to see you writing it because you haven't been turning in much work on Seesaw lately. And remember, boys and girls, if you don't do it online with me, you end up doing it at recess, and that's no fun when you only get, 4 recesses a week. Go ahead, Irving.
So we may not send it right now because my sister is in Zoom because she printed it for me.
So, but you're writing it on your paper, right? Yeah. So Irving, you don't need your sister to help you with that. You can click the camera button, remember? And just hold up your picture of your work and send it in. You can do that on your own.
On the thing because it doesn't work for me.
It should. Your camera's working right now for Zoom. You just click this, click photo, hold up your work. It's right there. Or you can just use the text tools to type it on there. But yeah, that camera button will work. Your camera works because it's working for Zoom. Brian, go ahead.
Does your dog snore?
What?
Does your dog snore?
Is my dog smart or snore?
Does your dog snore when he goes to sleep?
Oh yeah, one of them does. Teddy, or my black one, he snores really loud. The other one's not as much, but he's just like what is happening to my dog? He's broken.
Do you hear him?
I don't. Is your dog snoring pretty loud too?
Kind of.
Kind of. He's ready for a nap. I wish I was a dog sometimes, man. Get to just take a nap all day. That would be nice. All right. So we should be finishing up page 3, those 4 questions there. Lily, I need you to either type in the chat, turn on your camera, do something on your screen. Otherwise, I'm going to mark you as absent.
I am typing in the chat.
I don't see that you're done in the chat. And Lily, I'm looking at your screen. You haven't done any work on Seesaw. So how are you showing your work? I need your camera on. Because usually, Lily, I don't get much work from you on Seesaw at all. So you need to keep your camera on for Zoom. And I want to see on your screen, not just the Zoom link.
Because of how dark it is.
It doesn't matter, it's fine. But Lily, I need you to show me on your screen that you're doing this on Seesaw, because all I see is your Zoom link up.
Did you even see what I put in the chat?
What did you write in the chat? I'm looking and I don't see anything in the chat.
I don't feel well.
I'm sorry you don't feel well, Lily. The only thing you wrote in the chat is that you're playing the TV here, but it's playing country music. That's the only thing you wrote in the chat.
No. I've been writing to you privately this whole time so I don't have to put stuff out to everyone.
Do you mean you're typing it to me like on Messenger?
No. I can press 2 and then you can press a blue circle and you can talk to somebody privately. I have you on it.
No, I know that, Lily, but I'm telling you, I don't have anything on my screen for that. Like I'm looking at the chats right now, babe, and that's the only chat I got from you. And I've got direct messages from other people, but I don't have any from you. So, which is fine. And I'm sorry you're not feeling well, babe, but I do need you to do your best to get some work done. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it at recess on Monday. And I want you to have that time to play.
That's fine. I don't like recess.
Lily, that's not what I'm asking right now. I'm telling you that you're going to do the work or I'm going to have to make a phone call. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know you are a super smart girl and you're going to work super, super hard because you are awesome. Let's go to page 4, everyone. So now those last 2 pages, we were looking at adding and subtracting. Today, we are also going to practice just adding. We're going to use place value to add. Okay. So we're going to look at the example and look how we regrouped. They said 7 plus 5, 70 and 50 is 120, right? But we're like, oh, wait, I can't write 12 in the tens place. So if I use this method using the expanded algorithm and I break apart the numbers to add them, it helps me because then I can add this way instead of having to try and carry over. So you can say they did this 2 ways. They showed us the traditional algorithm where we regroup, where we carry over. They said 7 and 5 is 12 tens, which is 2 and 1. You can also see they broke it apart this way. And they said 7 tens and 5 tens is 12 tens. That's 120. 70 and 50 is 120. And they just stacked it up and added all of their partial sums, all of their little answers. There's 2 different ways, but you can see both ways, they get the same answer. We're going to practice both of those ways today. So let's look at number 1. I have 124 plus 253. So they want me to add first by place value. They're telling us that 4 ones and 3 ones equals 7 ones. So with my tool, I'm going to write a 7. And I'm going to make sure that I put it over here in this side so that when I stack up my numbers, it makes sense. Okay. Then I have 2 tens and 5 tens, which is the same as 7 tens, or 70. 2 and 5 make 70, right? 20 and 50. And then I add my hundreds. 100 and 200 makes 300. Notice how I'm trying to stack them up the best I can. So that way, when I add them together, it's a little bit easier. Make sure that you are also doing this on your screen. Remember, this is 3rd trimester. This is, are you ready for 4th grade time? Teachers are looking at grades for conferences thinking, are they ready for 4th grade? 4th grade is pretty tough. It's a lot of fun, but it's really tough. And if you're not ready, you're going to miss a lot of recesses in 4th grade. So we got to be prepared. And look, you lucky ducks, they even gave us the answer. 300 plus 70 plus 7 is 377. Now, number 2 is a little bit harder, but they help us out by carrying over or regrouping for us. They said 459 plus 260, we would have to regroup the tens into tens and hundreds. And they did that for you. So let's start with the ones. We always start with our ones place. I know 9 and 0 is how much? Type it in the chat. How much is 9 and 0? It's really easy. You guys got this. What's 9 plus 0? There we go. 9, absolutely. They've got a 1 in our tens place. How did they get that? Why did they put a 1 here? Someone raise your hand and I will unmute you. How did they get a 1? Devin, help me out.
Because 5 plus 6 equals 11.
Okay, so where did the 1 come from?
11.
The 11, because 11 is 110 and 1, 1, right? Good job, Devin. Absolutely. So they got it because 5 and 6 is 11. Here's the 110, and they regrouped that 100. Now I've got 1 plus 4 plus 2. Well, 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 2 more is 7. 5 700s, 110, and 9 ones. I have 719. Pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. Show me how you're feeling about doing the practice page. I've got this. Let's rock and roll. I might need a little bit of help, or please throw me a lifeboat. I'm sinking. Show me where we're at with your understanding. I've got this. I might need some help. I have no idea what I'm doing. Tell me where we're at. Lily, focus. Lily, you need to look at the screen. Oh. All right, let's go to the next page. Here we go, page 5. This is your independent part. This page is also graded. They give you some problems to solve. These are all addition. We love adding, yay. So if I have 631 plus 368, they give us bits and pieces of the problem, but not all of it. So we're going to go one by one. I can't give you the answers, but what I want you to do is click your chat box right now. Click where it says 2, and instead of everyone, I want you to click my name. That way you can send me your answer. So I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do question 3 and send me your answer. Ready, set, go. 631 plus 368. 60 seconds. Send me your answer. So AJ, I need the final answer too. This one right here. Send me this answer. Lily, you need to do this as well. We're on question 3 on page 5. You should have this open on your seesaw. And I can see on your screen that you do not. You did the first page in class, Lily. You did not do these last 2 pages in class. You did lesson 8 in class. This is lesson 9. Betsy, you are very close, my dear. Look at that ones place one more time. Lily, we are on page 5. Click page 5 and get started. I will not ask again. There's nothing on my Zoom screen for you to see. And you need to keep your camera on. So go to your Seesaw tab with this activity and get started. Daniel, no, we're in class right now. My split screen, my camera, it can't, it's glitchy. Lily's split screen has nothing to do with your camera. And you guys, you have a hotspot, right? So you should be good to go. Your camera has always worked fine. That's not an excuse. Turn on your camera, get to work. All right, I've gotten a couple answers on here. Most of them are pretty close. That you said wasn't true. Okay, Lily, I'm gonna have Mr. Alvarez give you a call later. All right. So let's look at question 4 now. Very similar format. 167 plus 208. They want you to break it apart. And then I want you to type in a direct message to me, your final answer here. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Go ahead. I expect everybody to do this. Everybody. Not just a couple of people. There's quite a few of you who have not seen in the chat yet at all. And I'm not going to mark you as here for attendance if you are not participating. I either need to see your camera on and you working or your name in the chat. If I don't get either of those, I don't know that you're even here. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Go ahead, Irving. Then get your Chrome. Then get your Chromebook. Then get your Chromebook. You're doing your work. Go ahead, Irving. Oops, I'm sorry. I have to unmute you, don't I? Go ahead, buddy.
I already sent the homework.
You already sent it in? You already did it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Oops.
Learn it.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
I like math most.
I do too. Math is my favorite. I like reading. It's always fun to read a good story, but math is my favorite. That's why I did 2 extra years of school just to learn more math, because it's awesome. When you finish question number 4, good job, you guys. We're going to move on to questions 5 and 6. Same thing. Just type in your final answer. When you finish this page, you can press the green check mark and take a break. Trying to figure out what in the world they're trying to have you do on number 6. What is this craziness? So this answer, 5 plus 100. What? Oh, I see. This is where they break it apart. This is craziness, you guys. So let's talk about number 6, because the way they did this, I don't like it. So you move Charlotte's stool over there, please. Thank you. Okay, you can either sit on the floor or at Dad's desk, you choose, or you can sit over here at the table if you bring over a chair. So,
Or I could just stand.
that's fine. You can stand if you want to. So on number 6, what they're having you do is they're saying 1 plus 4 is 5, right, in the ones place. And we did that, and they showed it for you. It also shows 5 and 5 make, we know, 10, right? So this would be a 0, and this would be a 1. And then 1, 2, and 2 make what number? So here what they're doing is they're showing how 1 plus 4 is 5. This is the ones place right here. Give me a second. So they're saying that this is the ones total. This is the tens total. Can you give me a minute? This is the hundreds total. And then right here is where you're going to write your final answer. That's why it's kind of wonky. Does that make sense? So the total for your ones is 5. Your tens, 50 and 50 make 100. Your hundreds, 200 and 200 make 400. So what is that all together? Okay. Here you just fill in the gaps here. 300 plus what number? Plus 8. How many hundreds? Plus 40 plus 5 would equal 500 plus 100 plus how many ones for your final answer. This question's kind of crazy how they're switching it all around, but they just want you to understand how it's broken apart.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's